What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Bad Dog back with a quick video here, and obviously no time to do the green screen. Just a real quick update. One of my subscribers actually happened to mention me today. Said, "Can you do a video on First Take and Stephen A. Smith talking about Dwayne Haskins is going to be better than Daniel Jones in 2020?" I said, "Of course, anytime I can, talk about Stephen A. Smith, why not? I mean, let's face it, Stephen A. Smith is kind of a clown, to put it nicely." But I just kind of want to go over my thoughts on what he said, which kind of made me laugh a little bit. First and foremost, Stephen A. Smith, obviously not the most knowledgeable guy when it comes to Dwayne Haskins. Everybody remembers him talking about how mobile Dwayne Haskins was, how mobile of a quarterback he was at Ohio State, which obviously no mobility to Dwayne Haskins at all at Ohio State, showing you that he really didn't have any intelligence or knowledge of the situation of what kind of quarterback Dwayne Haskins was. But he came out with that, and obviously that was pretty funny that he would say such a thing. It just showed that he knew nothing. And I don't know what it is about the media just loving to hate on Daniel Jones. Like, everybody talks about my draft reaction, and I have got no problem admitting I was wrong. I don't know why that's so hard. Hey, man, I was wrong about that. I overreacted. Daniel Jones, I think, could be a good quarterback for the Giants. I do. I think Daniel Jones, the right piece around it, could be a top 10 quarterback, and that's no BS. I do think Daniel Jones has the capability of being that. But for some reason, a lot of guys, pundits, analysts in the media just can't admit when they're wrong, and I don't know why, so they continue to hate on him. But the reason that Stephen A. Smith said that, Dwayne Haskins would be better is because of the coaches. And I thought about this for a little bit, and I kind of laughed. Joe Judge doesn't have a resume. Well, you know who does have a resume? That'd be Jason Garrett, who made stars out of Tony Romo and Dak Prescott. I'm pretty sure Jason Garrett's going to be working with Daniel Jones quite a bit. And the fact that he's on our staff means a lot to the development of Daniel Jones. No doubt about that. So wouldn't worry so much about Joe Judge. And all these coaches have to start from someplace. So, I mean, how can you say that Joe Judge doesn't have a resume, so therefore Daniel Jones is going to struggle? Because, like I said, Jason Garrett has the resume. And Jason Garrett's going to be working with Daniel Jones. And then he talks about how Ron Rivera was a great coach and does have the resume. And nobody questioned Ron Rivera. And he worked with Cam Newton. Well, Cam Newton, number one, is got more talent than Dwayne Haskins, without a doubt. But in Cam Newton's career, outside of 2015, the guy never threw for more than 24 touchdowns in any given season. And outside of his rookie year, he never threw for more than 4,000 yards in any given season. His career quarterback rating is about the same as Eli Manning, and everybody hates on Eli Manning. Cam Newton never won a Super Bowl. Eli Manning won 2. But he's talking about how, he did well with Cam Newton. How well did he really do with Cam Newton? Cam Newton, I thought, had a lot more talent than his numbers put up there. If you watched him at Auburn, he was absolutely incredible. And I always felt like Cam Newton actually underachieved a little bit at the NFL level outside of his MVP season in 2015 when the Panthers went to the Super Bowl that year. And obviously his big thing was he didn't get on the ground after the fumbles. So, Cam Newton's had a pretty up and down career. So to say that Dwayne Haskins is going to be better because Ron Rivera's there than Daniel Jones because Joe Judge is our head coach, I think is lunacy. The one thing I will give Stephen A. Smith credit for as far as this goes is that, he said Jay Gruden did not want Dwayne Haskins, and that perhaps that stunted his development. I'm not going to argue that. Jay Gruden didn't want him. Jay Gruden wanted Daniel Jones. Those are facts. So I have to agree with Stephen A. Smith on that part. I do think that Jay Gruden being the head coach could have stunted Haskins' development. And I'm not saying I don't think Haskins will have a better season or improve. I do think Haskins will get better this year with the Washington Redskins. I don't think he could be worse. He did play better at the end of the season, and obviously he's not going to be that bad of a quarterback as he showed his first few games. He does have to show some maturity and grow up instead of taking selfies after his first win and not being in the game for the kneel down. He's got to get his head about him. There's no doubt about that because that could hamper him in the future as well, outside of him having to learn how to read defenses and make better throws and be more accurate and everything else. So I thought it was an interesting thing. Again, Stephen A. Smith, he just talks to hear himself talk, I think, half the time. But to say that Dwayne Haskins will have a better year than Daniel Jones because of the head coaches, I just think that's absolutely ludicrous. And I think Daniel Jones and Dwayne Haskins both take a step up this year, but I still think Daniel Jones has the better second season. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I'd like to hear yours. Until next time, guys, the Bad Diggity Dizzle, I am gone. Peace!